margin shows the level of confidence people have in this government, right?
Well.
Now, hold on. We've politicized everything in this country. I am not the person saying it. This is a school of thought out there. I'm just speaking information. Do not have a problem with me. I'm just a messenger. Me pacho. So people are saying that, look, the level of, belief that people have in this government also
just transcending into Black Stars performance.
But
Can we respond now?
It is not on the Black Stars.
No. In relationship, what they do to us is called breadcrumbing. Today I made a post. Where you are in a relationship with somebody, they don't do much, but once a while they give you a good time. You know, when on the day you pay me, like Charlie, this thing it could happen. Or don't need the son here. Then they go off on you for a long time. Then you are emotional, you are sad.
Just say if Black Star no qualify, problem go fi come.
Big problem.
Because investors are here what?
Bro.
Opportunity na ni. Because for any match come boy US Nansemu sports journalist bebre afema kokao. World Cup is not negotiable. It's a some boys for travel. We beg them.
Yeah.
Sharp.
But the higher conversation about a new government in America, if we start like that on that lane, then it means that there's going to be a lot of heat, unnecessary heat on the new government if they start sharing, which they will do per their records in the past. I don't want them to make it political. I would rather they focus on what Adam said, that the new technical teams, they are new, but once you start politicizing it, and per their records of starting something good and ending poorly, so are we going to blame their failure on the new government as well?
Most definitely it will happen. It depends.
Yeah,
well, on Monday, Black Stars will take on, I think, Madagascar, right? That is an away match.
Okay.
In Group I.
If we were able to beat them, then I think we extend our lead to 15, and that would be good.
15 with a 12-goal difference.
I have so much trust in the Black Stars.
Well, let's see what happens on Monday. But we're live on Hits 103.9 Showbiz Review Extra. My name is Slim. Debbie Sway's here with our weekly trends. What happened in the week? So much happened on Hits FM alone. People, they threaten people for here.
Tell you.
Not today.
Why?
For here.
Yeah.
Obi Nsaka, Obi Bibi.
Hey.
For here.
We beg them.
Debbie.
This week, in Sembebre, so much was happening. Even here in the studio, as Slim said. So, first off, let's go to the TGMA, the prestigious TGMA Awards.
The TGMAs.
Of course. And, I was on the media this morning. People were complaining, and even Dope Nation was not nominated. But then the PR for TGMA, Robert Clark, came out to say that Dope Nation did not even file. And I saw a post where you were asking them how true it is. And then they responded that, he said, we've been battling a lot and we can't, and a lot can't be said out of respect for some people and a whole lot of things. So I think that the fans were just trying to speculate something. But even the artists themselves, so many people are showing this interest. Kelvin Boy was here this week. And he was asked, say, why? What has the TGMA board done to you? And then he was also like, they not do me anything. They not go feed do me anything. So it's looking as if some of the artists have lost interest in their TGMAs because of their because they feel like maybe there is some sort of what's the word? Sabotage or something against them. Yeah, but what do you think about that?
Well, to react to it, most of the artists that I've seen even bagging nominations have decided not to even post it. There are a few artists that have posted artworks with their images on, showing their concern or
their nominations.
I mean, they show their concession to the nomination, and then pushing their followers or their fan base to vote for them in these categories. Yeah, there are others. Or money say they no see I'm safe.
Yeah. But they send it out, they filed though.
Bro. You see, bro. Sis, listen. it will shock you some of the artists who are online claiming that they don't even do this music thing for awards. It will shock you, say, you go the board them aside and they filed
Okay.
With
They're
no
claiming they're on
they
social media.
filed they filed with proper infographics to back whatever data
Data.
yo
Oh, what
proper data. But they will come outside and pose like, yeah, we will know they do one for awards. And I'm saying that, listen, you might not have awards as, your main motivation for doing music. It's all right. But then you have a fan base who want to argue on your behalf, who out there, they are an extension of your brand, would want to talk and and use them. They won't use them a handwork, them a chase, them a artists they be.
Yeah.
But what are the metrics to back these claims? Because artistically, everybody is dope. There's no whack art because everybody be dope. But these are the metrics to back your dopeness. How many awards do you have? It is simple. Because me can say this rapper they be more than this rapper because there plenty songs they. Some song they be you, some know they be you.
Me.
But the one way know they be you to they be other
Somebody.
because art is appreciated on that level.
True.
But what makes it standard is these accolades. So if you say you don't want it, then you don't want to build a brand for yourself, an identity for yourself.
Well, Slim, most of the artists are now, some of the artists, not most, some of the artists who the nominations don't go their way are feeling like it's a sabotage. Now, Jahlead was in the studio this week as well. He says that if you do not have friends on the TGMA board, you will never be nominated. That is his opinion.
That's a lie.
Yeah, but I feel like if things went in someone's favor, they're not going to be talking
Then
about
go post
it.
them and say, God did.
God did. TGMA,
Hashtag
here we come.
God did.
But then once it's not going in your favor, then you have so much to say. So, Tilly, what do you think about that?
Oh, yeah. It's normal. Jay-Z crowd went to stand on stage and describe for Beyonce for not winning album of the year.
Yeah.
When Beyonce is one of the highest Grammy winners.
Jay-Z said before for
artist that own your nomination. It's very, very normal. But in as much as I don't think some artists wake up to do songs with awards in mind. Award is a big part of what they do. And I keep saying that they keep lying to themselves when they say they don't need award.
Or they don't want it.
Because 10 years from now, or 20 years from now, or 30 years from now, when you are not doing active music, the only thing that tells somebody that you were doing active music a certain time was your award. That thing will show. Say, in this year, 2020, this day, I had a bigger song.
Impact.
The way they've tabulated it online, somebody can Google you and you know who they are because of their awards. So if an artist says, I know they like award because of this,
Then they lie.
I understand Dope Nation, how they feel. They are allowed to feel a type of way. Same Jay-Z conversation. Jay-Z is a boycotting Grammy, but they went to a hotel to go and watch it.
How is that possible?
You get it? You're allowed to feel a type of way.
Yeah.
But in a year where you know you did well, allow yourself for the system to appreciate the work you did, because there is no guarantee for another hit the next year for you to say now that I am done being pissed, I can now come back and get because the biggest 2024 was a big year for like Dope Nation. So Miso, which is Asabone, and then Bohe, I hate that nobody can come and contend like I've been contending people's hits. What I say, like they are visible hits. Like,
are we good there?
Please, I'm not hey. They are visible hits. Like it is undeniable from children to adults to high school to the street and to wherever. What I say. So they should allow themselves, because 10 years from now, you might not be doing active music, but when I Google your name, there's an award to prove that you were the hit of that time.
True.
Yo,
Wow.
I don't go talk so.
Well, let's move to our next story. Now, this week, Honorable Adwoa Safo was trending.
I really love her.
So she was going on a media tour, let me put it that way. She was going around,
Release new album.
Yeah. She released some bangers, so she was just going out to just give them bars to bars, So she was at Joy News, and then she had a lot to say about the party, MPP. She had so much to say about how they were painting her black to the public, and that's not even who she is. But then the party is very selfish when it comes to the party.
Yeah, party.
Yeah, it was very
And
selfish.
some of the people in the comedy.
Yeah.
Comedy.
And then
comedy.
she was saying that, they were
meeting.
They knew what they were doing to Ghanaians. Although Ghanaians were complaining, the MPP party knew what they were doing to Ghanaians, and they still turned on their deaf ears to them. And she said so many things about the MPP. Now, yesterday she was meant to go for an interview, right? And according to reports, the MPP officials ambushed her. So she was not able to step out.
The adult napper.
Yeah. At her home. They had blocked her from stepping out. So the interview didn't come on. And yeah, some people were also on the media saying that, maybe the Kumasi fires is a way to distract the whole trending, the MPP trending matters with Ajasafo going around. But I don't think so. I think that's a whole separate things. But Ghanaians have, everyone's opinion is different. So yeah, Honorable Ajasafo. I don't know if you guys saw any of her videos.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of it. I've seen a lot of it.
It's hard to miss. Like
No. Unless you decide, say, you put on your phone on
no,
go
but
on social
even
media.
that crowd, no.
It's still you go get information. Somebody go text you, say you see her. It's interesting. Issues around MPP and how they mismanage the economy will forever be in vogue in the first and the second year of a new political party. It will forever be in vogue because people want to know what happened and why. People want to know what and why. And these things will unfold when there is a new government. So people are already interested in whether there's a trending news, a Korea, still they will want to find out why. And somebody who is of interest in this particular conversation has to be Ajasafo.
Yeah.
Now, she will then remove her from his seat. Automatically, she vexed. Because she decided, I think there was a point that she decided that she wasn't going to run when she was outside for like a year. After year two back, I did private jet because you realize that the government, the last government, last parliament, there was a tie. The MPP parliament. Yeah, it was. Yeah, that was I know a fourth and a third. Eighth parliament. Yeah. There was a tie. I say when you are. Kutu echampo. No, but so there was a tie. So anytime they want to push an agenda, they need all MPP.
All hands on deck.
All hands on deck. Everybody for day. So all these things, it sends a signal to the leader. Now, as at the time that you people, they need me. See how they move to me. Yeah. Now, because now you found a way, make we clear them so that it is alleged that she was actively behind Akrugu, who won the end. It is alleged.
No, she has responded to that. According to her,
it is alleged because she was in all the three Christo Asafo churches. In
so this is it. She said that Michael Quay Jr., who was the MPP candidate, did not visit their church.
Yes.
However, the NDC candidates visited their church 3-4 occasions.
The three branches?
Yes.
All the three branches?
Yes. And also, when her father was even recently doing that display exhibition they do, she, as soon as she got there, this lady was there.
Yeah.
So, he was asking the public, should she sack her or what? Because the woman is giving them some reverence and coming to them. So definitely they have to accept it's politics. So they don't have to invite you before you come. If you are there, you decide not to go to the churches, which is very, very pivotal in the winning of the party, because apparently
I saw the video that you're talking about. Yeah. I saw she was saying that there were other religious bodies that she even had to.
Yes, she goes there when she was contesting, and I learned most of the church members from other areas are even registered there and they vote. But I be like this time around, as chairman no show interest, them left the thing give them. So those people, people know if you come
I have a very, very, very different opinion when it comes to this whole Adwa Safo thing. I know Ghanaians will be pissed, but I think she's a very selfish woman. Very, very extremely selfish.
Explain with the aid of a well-labeled diagram.
Because
And do not write in either of the margins.
because when it benefited her, she kept quiet. And when Ghanaians were suffering, she kept quiet because it benefited her and her party. But now that it doesn't benefit her, and she feels like she has nothing to lose, now she's trying to do damage control for herself as against the party. What you say? Because when Ghanaians were in pain and were crying, you were part of the people that had the ears of the president. What did you do for Ghanaians? What did you say to help our cause?
And she bought I think she bought a flashy car for her son during that same era.
She
In
also
America.
went through
Let me finish. I know. I've
And
heard the
displayed
story.
it
Yes, I have heard
on
the whole
social-
She
story.
also went through a lot.
On social
As
media.
did we. As did we. But she was saying,
Why
no,
she
let me
should have
finish.
resigned?
Adam, let me finish. So at the
Having a
time,
conversation, relax.
no, but let me finish what I'm saying. You have said it, and I'm trying to explain why I think she's selfish. So if you don't let me say it, Obi say if you can. So what I'm trying to say is that at the time, when it was benefiting her and she had some leverage because my buying a while a bear mountain me to coin, yes, me buy a say as a mother you have to go. But I don't see the need of she coming out to now come and make herself look like the saints when the whole time you were part of the problem of the people. So me too, everything I understand her pain as a mother, what she has been through as a woman, I understand. But overall, she was a very selfish person who now is doing damage control for herself alone.
But do you think she's doing damage control or she's actually telling people what happened
Because
during
she has
that?
No, at this point,
Or she feels
throughout the period.
Salem, at this point, what she's doing, it benefits only her, not the party. So she's doing everything she's doing now is to clear her image. You see the thing she's now saying, I am glad I didn't vote for the, your friend is saying, the E-Levy. Meanwhile, E-Levy, you say MPP are there. So now she's singling herself out, trying to clear herself from all the iniquities of the party. But you were part of the party.
No, but that is politics though. At the end of the day, if she feels...
No, but at this point, it doesn't benefit the party saying all this. Because
No, but
they're in opposition.
the party hanged her.
Exactly.
The party hanged her. Party
So,
not hanging.
in the time where
public.
your father's state was demolished, why didn't you speak up? Because you know, say it goes against the party now. And if anything, it might be something that will make Ghanaians feel dispassionate about your party and vote against them. So you sat in it. Now that you know you have nothing
That was
to
when
lose,
you knew that you were going to have monthly salary.
Yes, there's something. If your party should come in power, you might get something. 10 years, you are a comb. But now that you know, say, it don't cast. Everything is gone. No. Now you are doing to us dissociate. It is not fair.
So are we insinuating that if her party won, she
Come
wouldn't
here,
have...
if her party was in power and her father's state was demolished, she was quiet.
No, but at the end of the day, let's just all understand one thing, that most government institutions and public people that are or that were aligned to the MPP, most of them are coming out and giving out different accounts. It's not just Adwa Safo.
Yeah.
Even
what
the general
it is not just
the
Adwa
general
Safo,
secretary
just-
himself.
NFA cry.
Yeah, killers say piano.
But you
Yeah,
see, I
that's-
now understand why the party too is calling them to order. And they have to. Because, Sebe, one way or the other, you enjoyed. And I cannot compare my enjoyment of MPP government to Adwa Safo's level of enjoyment. Levels womb.
Yeah.
Now, no.
Adwa Safo was on Kiddy's
Oh,
level.
yes.
Enjoyment.
If now the nation feels like because of our actions and inactions as leaders, they've put us on the side. And you're fair now, obey you away from saying, you were part.
Wow.
The whole thing is giving vibes like Adwa Safo for concentrate. She for concentrate on the mission. The mission is missions.
All the best to them. However they solve their issues, I mean, all the best to them.
We will
Now,
do here.
time is fast spent, so let me just add one last story. Now, we are all in the entertainment industry one way or the other, right? Would you guys love to be in a relationship or date or marry somebody in this industry? And Amufili said it's a no-no.
Why not? If it happens.
Yeah. But
Love is blind.
right now, Sina Soul and D Black are of the view that no, Charlie.
You for no date inside.
No. They are not interested in people they work with in the entertainment industry.
Any particular reason?
Being an artist. For Sina Soul, she says that I don't want to date a fellow artist or anybody in the industry. her reason is that, oh, she wants someone with a different job, have a different field of life. She wants to have conversations outside of work.
Cap.
And Ghanaians are saying that
if Drake moved to right now, because I said no.
Oh, it be because I said you don't know. And some people are saying that why is it because why people were insinuating that she and Kitty were doing something, so they're feeling that maybe if it really happened, it don't cast, so maybe now she has a different view. But I don't think so. I don't think
nothing really happened between the two of them.
Exactly.
It was music.
They're just friends.
And they have a very, very good vibe. I had her on my podcast. I'll be dropping that edition very soon. I had her on my pod, and most of the time when she was speaking throughout the pod, she was mentioning Kiddy, Mr. Drew, Camido. She's talking about the vibe between the new school artists, and that made me realize that there's a lot of chemistry between the new school artists. You might get it wrong, especially in not just this part of the world. It happens everywhere. Once there's a plus and there's a minus, boy, girl,
but
somebody to choose somebody.
But why is it so different in the entertainment industry? Because when you go to the banking sectors, the health sectors, people are okay
then they do
getting married or dating.
Then they
people.
do for them.
Yeah. But for even D Black says the same thing. He says that no, he's not interested.
In our sector, we are hypocrite. We think we have embargoes on people's genitals because. Yes,
I don't understand.
People think they have
Come again.
Am I confused?
Rewind.
People think they have a say in people's love life when it comes to our sector here. People even use it as leverage on people or something they have on you. Maybe somebody thinks I'm dating Adam. They think I'm dating Slim. They think it's a leverage. Who I'm sleeping with, they think it's a leverage. And it's childishness. Like on my dream, somebody's private life is up for grabs. Because everywhere this thing happens, people date their bosses, they marry. People date their
colleagues,
their juniors, they marry them. People. So who I'm sleeping with now? How is that helping you get your hit song?
No, but at the end of the day, you also need to understand that it's entertainment. Your life is entertainment. Anything that revolves around you is a subject for conversation.
That's I agree. But
you
when
need
they
to
want
understand
to hold it as American, they feel like they have an embargo on your genitals. Like I say, once I hear that name is stopping Tilly, then hey, Tilly, hey.
That's why this. Then they want to put dots together. That's why she did this and that. D Black was also out there. He says that he has never dated any of his female celebrities, and they're not even his type. His type is the corporate ladies. So he's looking like now people in the entertainment industry,
we don't care.
We don't like his because I saw he's saying the same thing. D Black is also saying he likes corporate ladies, all the ladies that you see him in the club with posing, in the clubs, working. No, he's not interested in that. That even his artist Sefa is just
my
like
mom
a
did
sister.
do me
He doesn't.
mecca.
Can I tell something?
God is with me.
Be okay with me and you that we are in the industry. The ones that you see wearing short skirts and they are all be okay. They are better than most of the corporate girls. So show me she win. I'm telling you, they are the when we say bad beasts.
Yeah,
corporate world.
Yeah.
The time I used to go to Oliver Twist Shack was the same. Yeah. Oliver Twist. That's man. The guys that they share the most are the people that come from their corporate world on Fridays. What we say, Juma pressure no, that be good so. Some of the girls there, Snapchat buddies no, but corporate girls no. Forget them. It's if DJ Black says I like the corporate.
What are you trying to say?
He knows what he's talking about. He knows.
It's D Black who is not DJ Black.
No, you see D Black. D Black knows what he's talking about. Yeah. They are the real buddies. Me and you will not be buddy. I'm telling you, these girls are the girls that they do streak. They invented streak.
Yeah, so maybe that's his type. Like maybe he likes them like that. You never know his reason. So yeah, that is all for this week on Weekly Trends.
Okay. Well, thanks a lot for joining us. VGMAs now TGMAs, the Vaginas and the Tujamas. Yes. Oh, where's my guy? By Nananfo. The guy who said the vaginas.
I think he now works with Metro CB.
Oh, okay.
He's head of news or something.
Oh. Yeah, like the 26th anniversary, if I pass through, then can't give we a new slogan. Well, TGMA PR explains why Kojo Blak's Excellent is missing out in the 2025 nominations of the TGMAs. And Robert Clark, he is the head of communications and public events for Chatter House, the organizers of Telecel Ghana Music Awards, has explained the exclusion of Kojo Blak's Excellent from this year's scheme. Now, if you do not know the song, this is the song. Robert Clark told Kelvin, who was also on the show, Excellent by Kojo Blak, did not make the cut because it was released towards the end of the calendar year. That is from January 1st, 2024 to December 31st, 2024. Now, he noted that because of the late release, the song could not garner enough traction to compete other songs nominated in the various categories. Now, if we release a song and we have a deadline for the year and a review, if after 2 weeks, so to say, the song hasn't garnered enough airplay, publicity, streams whatsoever, what's going to happen is that the category that is going to be put into, if you consider all the songs that are in that particular basket, so some songs are going to have advantage over that particular song, he said. Now, he further elaborated saying that. So what this means is that if you end up having, let's say, 20 songs in a particular category, in this particular case, Afrobeats, right? Then you now say this song, Excellence, in the year under review, is not released, not in January, not in February, but it is in. By 31st December, what is the performance in comparison to the other songs that have been selected in that particular category? Robert Clark, however, acknowledged the popularity of Kojo Blak's Excellent song in the year 2025, which is outside the calendar year. If you ask anybody about Excellent today, that is in March, they will tell you it's a big song. Nobody's arguing about that because it is a big song. But what was it? What it is? Was it as big as it is on 31st December? No, it wasn't, right?
Yeah, Kojo Blak abregu. I just say in the year of review, not drop here.
Exactly.
Maybe a fire, so that was not the year it was dropped.
Good.
Yay.
So Robert concluded that I'm just trying to establish clarity. So we cut it off and then we try to get the necessary numbers, all the parameters we use to be able to evaluate. I think this makes a lot of sense.
Oh, I think Adam said it the last time. That's the only reason Kojo Blak this thing, because we had hits in it last year, which was when the project was dropped, right?
The song ne buy, but ne any hit.
Hit. So
it took time.
Yeah, so if we're talking about records, you can't just say because it has gotten a shine now. When this now it's not the calendar year or the year under review. So obviously, to me, I think say a bit more, because then now the year you dropped, the song was not big enough to get the recognition. Now the year it was big enough to get the recognition too was not the right year for the award. I hope they put their energy in the Suje, they go here next door with Sako there. Once they do, maybe he will get the recognition he needs in the next scheme. But Kodana said because we are in March now, there are more bankers coming to come. What's it?
It is coming to come.
They are coming to come. And you know, so what me we need maintaining momentum no. Now it do October, November, December, where artists show their crutchy powers are. By the time I win better no, not 2025, 2026 I was so now we are around because we keep momentum no. You know, now that he has dropped next door, I'm hoping that mid-year or better people will be home. End of year, say event or say day or whatever, he should keep his momentum going. If not, that's a boy is now more trying for a season epic show industry.
Adam.
Yeah, I think there is a challenge here with regards to this whole matter. I think this conversation needs to be properly addressed. I mean, this issue of songs coming close to the calendar year. Robert said that they are considering what they call the swing, where in the swing, such songs which were dropped close to the calendar year but failed to pick in the calendar year but picked outside the calendar year will be moved into the subsequent year, like the 2025
That is
one.
a very
It will create a challenge. For me,
what do they say? Pandora's box. It's a big door that they
see,
if they open.
and Kwame doesn't
do
say
you
he
know why
disagree
I'm
with
saying?
us.
Do you know why I'm saying that? I dropped a song with Yapuno, waiting day there.
Yeah.
Biade Papa so mami. That one, don't say it. We are on radio.
Oh, that song. Matthias.
Biade Papa so mami.
That's what you
And then I make Kano, and then I make
Now,
Kano.
we released the song in 2015.
Yeah.
2 years later, in 2017, that was when the song was big.
Yeah.
The song. So how are they going to consider? And there are
And
so
a
many
song like
songs
Telemo, it took 1 year.
Exactly.
So, I mean, what they should do in instances like that, I think they should rather have a grace period of 3 months to say that, and that one is not like, so like this song, we have a grace period, but the grace period doesn't mean that the song should be dropped within like maybe January, February, March. No. That's a grace period within which the song, when the song peaks, it can be added to, I mean, the 2024, like, what do you call it, 2024 songs. So if the grace period of 3 months was in place, clearly Kojo Blak songs would have fallen in because it was released close to calendar year. However, it peaked January. So there shouldn't be anything wrong when a song which was released in December peaks in January or February and it's added to the nominations. Because at the end of the day, if you do not do that, we may end up not capturing songs properly to reflect in history. Because it will make songs like this go down the drain. So there should be that grace period. When it peaks within that grace period, the song should be nominated. I mean, there's nothing wrong.
This morning, before we continue, let's listen to Robert on Daybreak Hits with the Godfather and the Dusty as he talks about TGMA and its related issues.
I just want to focus on the matter of the conversation. If you release a song and we have a deadline for the year under review, if after 2 weeks, so to say, the song hasn't garnered enough airplay, publicity, streams, whatsoever, what's going to happen is that in the category that it's going to be put into, if you consider all the songs that are in that particular basket, some songs are going to have advantage over that particular song. So what it means is that if you end up having, let's say, 20 songs in a particular category, in this particular case, Afrobeats, right? Then you now say this song, Excellence, in the year under review, not in January, not in February, that is by 31st December, what is its performance in comparison to the songs that have been selected in that particular category?
I mean, I've spanned
to the song that I mentioned, the Nosa song.
Yes. So I'm talking about up till 31st December. You understand? Not now. Today, if you ask anybody about Excellent, they'll tell you it's a big song. Nobody's arguing about that because it's a big song. But up to 31st December.
You don't expect a song to blow within a week.
No. Oh, I'm just explaining. No, you see, I'm trying to explain something to you so you appreciate. And I'm doing this because there are a lot of people out there who are listening. So they just need to understand. I'm just trying to establish clarity. Up to 31st December, which is the end, because our research works in terms of some of the numbers and all of this, and begins at the end of 31st. So we cut it off. And then we try to get the necessary numbers or the parameters we use to be able to evaluate the popularity of certain songs. So what I'm saying is after 31st December, Excellent
was not
a big song
today.
Exactly.
It makes a lot of sense.
Just like, should I speak?
I want to put this out there before you come in, Tilly. It's like running a 100-meter race, right? We have a start point and an end point. And now they are going to tell us there's going to be a new rule, right? When you hit a swing, so when you get to the end point, and you are declared the winner. As soon as Omukuria, almost jogging into a view because of the speed, right?
Incomious.
Is what?
Mina make us say incomious.
Who do the end point now? Then there's also another end point in front of you.
For the guy coming with the fastest momentum towards the end of the finish line.
Bro, make it make sense. Bro, make it make sense.
Me, that's why I'm saying that for the swing, they should go for the grace period.
They shouldn't, because...
Don't open that door till you talk.
They shouldn't, because every award scheme has a calendar year where it starts and where it ends. Every award scheme, if you like, check because they know that conversations like this will come up.
Exactly.
And then there has to be a setting where we are starting and where we are ending. Every artist or their manager know the calendar year for TGMA. So if you want to be part of a certain scheme in a certain year, you know what you have to do. Which is why a lot of us are not getting to the Grammy, because they are laid out things you have to do. But unfortunately, because we always want to be treated special because we think we are the most emotional people in the world, we always no. Calvin boy question will be saying, say what's it? But the song cannot take 1 week to blow. It's not onto the scheme to tell you when to drop your song. They have set their timing down. Said this is the time. So if you want to drop the song a day before 31st, it is not onto them to give you a grace period or a swing period
if it gets
because your song don't blow there overnight. Is it their fault?
If it gets 100 million,
they shouldn't open
in
that
day
box.
One.
Yes, it's
yeah,
not.
Okay.
Yes, they shouldn't open that box. There is a timeline to it. There is a timeline, so the artist must fall in the music must fall in the timeline. If a blow first to cry, you are not part. That is how the thing works. All the time, we want people to change the rules to fit our needs. Why can't we just conform to the right day? I think the biggest problem, the biggest mistake TGMA will do. I think one of the biggest mistake now is that the errors time, where they tell people to come and challenge something that your people have used so many months to do as a scheme. You are telling us to come and challenge it. That thing I think is a mistake, because then it means that in the past, anybody that said there was a mistake with the error with the award was right. Because now you have admitted and you are telling them that the work of your research team is not enough. So you to come and tell us what we can change. And it started last year when they changed and added Amrado's thing. So they say they didn't know Amrado's song was popular or whatever scheme, whichever place they put him. Did the research team not get it right? In the past years, the people that have spoken about the awards were they right, and there was the award scheme. So to me, it adds to the problem of credibility that has made most artists a bit dispassionate about the award. No, what you are saying, it adds to it. Don't open this kind of worms, because I will not understand if I drop my song in March and it has blown next year March, and you are telling me that it cannot make the award scheme because you have opened this kind of web. Where does it end?
Well, I'm on the fence a little bit with respect to the errors and omissions window, right? I believe the scheme, that is the Ghana Music Awards scheme, throughout this establishment for 26 years has taken a life on its own. And as a scheme that wants to connect heavily with the stakeholders, they also need to have a platform where people can vent, because you cannot always get it right. People can draw your attention to certain things that might also help the scheme to grow. And that, I believe, has made it stand out. The whole Ghana Music Awards had made it stand out throughout the years. It has, I stand the test of time, because you realize that back then, I mean, quite a little bit. Let's go to about 3 or 4 years ago. After every VGMA, you see a lot of people venting and all that, but it has reduced drastically. Do you know why? I don't know if you side with me on that, but it has reduced drastically the number of people that vent. It's normal. It happens everywhere. Kanye West served the event, as I understand. Jay-Z served the whole award, the event. I understand that people have concerns, but I am saying that for an award scheme for a country like Ghana to take a life on its own, I believe is as a result of listening to what people have to say.
I think the opposite. I think the reason the award has been one of the most celebrated, enviable, and valued is because of their ability to stand on their feet over the years before they introduce the grace period, or the errors
and omissions,
to be able to defend their decisions that they've made as a board. Meka George Quay. The criticisms will come. He will write a long essay and address each one of you. And at the end of the day, whether you go home unhappy or happy, you know that this is an autonomous entity that have its research team, which is why the board became very powerful.
Okay.
Because people believe in the way they do. Yes, they will make mistake, but it is their job to do whatever they have to do.
Okay.
But now, if you tell me that the job that the research team, the board has done is not enough, so you, the people, come and then allow us to be the research. Let us give you what we think is good for the year, and then now come and present that work to us. You get it? So to me, what has made TGMA or Ghana Music Award stand the test of time has been that power to put their foot down. Yes, put their foot now. Artists value. Okay. That's what made, to me, that is what got artists to value what they have. Because then you know, say once your name is mentioned, you have passed through the grade.
Okay, so the other way around, the same thing, the same point now, Ujano, Tilly, the if you turn them small, it look some way for a scheme who uses artists and their images, their intellectual property as a product to push their own product, right? If you are not listening to their concerns, because this is a stakeholder concern, if you are not listening to it, this drives a certain narrative that you do not care about your stakeholders. That is also not right, because most of the artists, or some of the artists, who are now of the view that these people then be mafia or mobile dogo, because I mean, we saw Raskuku's rant after the nomination list dropped, that he was snubbed from the male vocalist of the year category. We saw all that.
Can I tell you something interesting about what you just said about the stakeholders? Do you know which people form the board?
But we have industry people in the board.
Exactly. And the industry people, who do they cater to? They cater directly to the artist and the work of the artist.
So bring your concern. Let's address it.
And that is done during the entire time of the work that is being done before the nomination list drop. Do you know that?
Good.
Which is why they even allow the artists and their managers to submit, be part of the scheme themselves, which is a typical example, Dope Nation. So they give, first of all, they open that leeway for the artists and their management and the stakeholders you are talking about, that they are content are being used to promote, they allow them to be part. And now, aside the board, they get a research team that actually does the groundwork. So if after all this, you are coming back to us to tell us that we should have a way to change the thing.
Exactly.
Because if it is to better the scheme, I mean, it's a human institution. Whether research team or they are they are human.
Also make
they can make
mistakes.
So because one of the importance of stakeholder relation is to build trust with your stakeholders. And I think there's a way of building trust that, okay, my suggestions are important. Because when you challenge, it doesn't mean that automatically it will be reversed or something. The reasons for accepting or not accepting will be given to you, and that I'm sure makes you trust them.
And it's given to even a larger group.
Teacher, can I ask a teacher?
Because now, so imagine.
So the problem of
imagine.
TGMA is not getting the problem or all these years, and now even up until now, we have artists like Jahlead and Co saying what they are saying, and Dope Nation. The problem is not about giving them the chance to talk. The problem has always been about transparency. Transparency when it comes to the TGMA.
Okay.
So now
I like this.
Guess what they are doing now. Now when somebody comes to speak up, they back it with the numbers.
Exactly.
Because that is where they think the transparency. So that is what people have been. Transparency, TGMA, there was a time. It's even now that some of us know the board. There was a time where there was some ominous thing when it comes to the board of TGMA.
Then some Anas
moved. People felt like that is why people like what's his name, Richie Mensah was always under heat. Say, and now he's always vouching for his artists. Meanwhile, according to the way they do things there, if you are on the record label or you are a record label boss or you work with an artist, you cannot be on the board. And how did this guy now? People say he was on the board to the point say he was sabotaging others because there was no transparency with the work they were doing. People were not seeing what was going on. You see, so the conversation, even if you allow us to come and pick Debbie, pick Eddie Japan, pick DJ Slim, as people don't know how that thing came about, they will always question it.
Exactly.
So it's not about giving people the room, it's about they knowing the transparency of what is happening. And
but
then
what is more transparent than...
They are telling me that I have brought you this, now come and change it.
No, it's not come and change it. It's not even come and change it. You've brought me your complaint. And this is the reason why it happened. What is more transparent than it?
For me, I mean,
that is the best form.
Goes to strengthen the relationship.
So now you understand. Imagine Kelvin Boy's frustration when he was on a platform like this. It is even a blessing. Say, time are not all kinds of Robert was around
and he later apologized.
Exactly, because imagine the number of people that saw the tweet. Can we compare it to the number of people that heard the explanation? Can we compare it to the number of people that had the explanation? No.
What was the tweet?
I mean, he all there say.
Which tweet?
Kelvin Boy's tweet about
he made a post.
Yeah, that TGMA behave like a bad bee.
Bad bee.
Hey, really?
Oh yeah.
Hey,
it's going down.
And your ex that have to be active because it's going down.
It's going down. So the thing is, the number of people that heard it, or the number of people that saw that tweet, right, might not be the same as the number of people that will hear Robert's explanation to this. You get it? Information, bad news, the way it travel.
Of course.
Exactly. So we give you the chance, and when I say we are not a part of the TGMA boardroom, so I'm just saying it from their perspective, and that is not even a fact. I beg you, don't go and say anywhere that
DJ Slim said.
I beg.
And I quote.
I did so myself. I'm just thinking that they will give you the chance for you to vent. And then whilst you are venting and everybody is listening, they use that same platform to address it. And clarity.
Yeah, I wish they do that without still changing the thing they brought.
No,
that is my problem with
okay,
it. So I really like that is the essence of having the PRO for Charterhouse all these years. Somebody, a face that speaks to what goes on internally.
Exactly.
And addresses some of the grievances of the people. And Tifa said, what's the Kelvin Boy Kanye? There's a PRO like Robert Clark, But to me, where I think it crosses the line or it becomes problematic, is when the autonomy and the power of the people that worked on the nominations and everything is challenged to the point where the person that has a grievance can see that the thing they were talking about has now been changed into. Then it means that.
But if the person presents a better,
guess what? They will always come back with an issue because they know they can have an effect. And
if the person presents a
autonomy of the award, I don't know why.
No, but if the person presents a compelling argument that and adds data to it, it defeats everything that you people talked about. Abia, you thought that the song was released maybe in XYZ year, and the person presents data saying that the song wasn't actually released in that year by AAC because, and to me, and I beg, it is not anybody's, to me, Mister, this one.
I like how you do this thing. Like you really making sure it's me.
It's me. I am me. And you be. I'm just saying that it even gives the scheme a human face.
I think
that we're listening to you, and whatever you think is wrong, tell us. I mean, it gives it a human face. It gives it life.
And to me, it actually speaks against their credibility all these years. It means that all the people. So to me, that is how you say it gives.
But
it
it's
space.
Evolution. It's evolution.
No, hold on.
That is life.
The credibility in the sense that so it means that all the people that in the past were saying that this thing, there was something wrong with it. That's muye when you go so no.
Yeah.
Then it means if you are in an era where you think that yes, the thing they are giving you is good and it can affect the nominations of the award scheme that you have brought, then it means that in the past, those that were grieving, they had the right to grieve because your award was wrong.
No, so there are certain things.
It doesn't negate the award.
No, to me, it clearly does.
So let's look at years. Let's look at yesteryears. Let's look at 90.
What is yesterday?
But you know,
yesteryears. I'm talking. Let's look at let's say 1999.
Because honestly,
right?
it benefits me. It benefits me. It benefits the fans. It benefits the audience.
Good.
That can be part of the award in that way.
Awards
but
are
to me,
competition.
it speaks against the
People will feel
credibility of the
peeved.
research.
People will say, regardless, people will feel peeved if they don't win or they don't get nominated.
So why are we catering to the whims of the peeved person?
Okay.
But if you are putting in place mechanisms to lesser, I mean, some of these things,
You know what's to get worse?
I don't think there's anything wrong.
I think there is.
Okay. So errors. There were errors in our music history where data to back even let's say album sales, airplay, all these things were hard to come by. Into a certain level of imagination.
Hey.
Exactly.
So then it means you are still talking about the credibility of the award
Maybe
in that era too.
So,
that's exactly what you are doing.
You are not listening to me.
And I dissociate yourself from what you are saying.
As someone American, me say na ne bokruyi. You no make a finish where you can't catch me. Me say na ne bokruyi ho ban. So listen to me in full before you catch me. Certain times there were, I think I was on a radio show, and I was questioning the station on how they tabulate their top 10 songs, and they were saying airplay. And I'm saying data buying now they fire airplay. Are you marking it in house? If DJ One plays this song, do you have a tally? Can I see it?
Plugin system.
Do you have something to back it? I actually questioned them, and you realize that as much as they don't have it, they are also right in a certain extent, because there are certain songs you realize that this DJ will sign out to them, the next DJ will log in with that, sign in with that. You get it. So although
it's a hit, you can feel it around, right?
Do you want us to go there?
No, I'm asking. No, but that's what he just said. So Obi they are signing out, so Obi they are signing in. Which means
don't worry, we'll go there. Whatever you are looking for today, you get it. You get it today. Now today.
For here.
For Coco Memory. Memory, you go get out. Now listen, when let's say the scheme, because listen, there were a lot of for want of a better word, and where I could treat music producers, because most of the executive producers would come out with certain figures on the number of sales that a certain song did.
They fabricated.
Okay. Maybe they were not
the actual.
They were not the
They were
actuals.
just exaggeration.
They were, because we heard, then we did this country inside. We hear say, I've been sell 1 million. Where's the data to back it?
The distributors.
Exactly. But the distributors, do they have that? Because there were a lot of bootleg also going on in that system. You remember Stop Piracy? You remember the Stop Piracy campaign?
Yeah.
Where they were arresting a lot of people. So as much as you would want to say oh, data way, yeah, because you would rely on these execs. You rely on these producers for this info. So ask yourself, how many of them could actually give you the correct info? So there was, in fact, the error, the margin of error, then it be big to me.
Slim, do you know where
Your
conversation has changed?
They've taken a life.
So let me ask you a
So
question.
in this time,
If a fan,
I
want you to add it so that you ask your submission. If a fan, me that I'm a fan or a media person, can go online and put the data, are you telling me the research team could not have done that? In this era, the research team, they can't do that.
You are basing it on one incident. This is one.
No, but you're making a very strong point. And you're saying in that era, no, the reason why I said now they had that autonomy was because they relied on certain points, and even that crap are questionable because now you are saying the reason why this time no, they've opened themselves up.
I'm not saying
to
the reason why. The reason I think
the reason you think they have opened themselves up for that.
Thank you very much.
For that error moment is because somebody can come with a compelling argument with the data that they have put, which is clear. And I'm saying that if
it might not even be sales, it might be release date.
Yes, and I make her say if a fan is able to do that kind of work. Now, and I make it comes back to you. I actually explain what I'm saying. It comes back to the credibility of the research team that a fan was able to get the date of release correct, and the research team had months and couldn't do that.
Glass half full, half empty. You are seeing it from that perspective. I am seeing it that they have given the scheme a life because they are listening to you, your concerns. They are listening to you. Okay, my research team go pick them, then pick them as 1942.
And I say for so many we should allow people
exactly.
to.
It gives a life. Oh, till it tells.
I mean, I don't think so, but this we can be in a mood of agree to disagree.
this morning for Robert Clark in Pedium never taking me.
Well, we are quiet.
Rob, never taking me because Jack, I quit my argument. I'm picking signals, right? I'm picking signals of Makuma snap in the big convo. I am picking signals. And this is me putting my ears to the street. I go the street top where I put my ear for there.
The street is listening and watching.
Street, talk to me. Now I'm picking. In fact, initially there was a bigger conversation. I started off with Marco Kreku's rant on Peace FM, and you were there.
Actually, it's not rant, I beg.
He rant.
His opinion.
Okay, it started off with Marco Kreku's former deputy minister opinion on Makuma, saying that the song is explicit.
Yeah, profane.
Yes. And I think in 2025, the TGMA board, they don't even consider explicit songs.
Really?
Nope. Because if they did...
When did this change?
Because if they did, there are so many songs.
Like?
Okay. Last Mid.
Who?
Kweku Smoke.
Anyway.
Holy Ghost.
Eh.
If I play the original song for you for here... they will deduct from my salary and I'll walk home with 88 pesos. Pesos. It's not even pesos, it's peck. Trust me. There are several songs in there. But I believe I'm sure they've advanced the conversation of clean and explicit to the sender. There are two products. Because every song is a different product, right? It's a product.
Wait. So the guy that you are talking about,
yes,
Because smoke now or Holy Ghost no, it has a clean version.
Exactly.
Oh, then I think that's why it was considered into the
Exactly.
scheme. But Pooh doesn't have a clean version.
It depends. Maybe you don't know.
That okay, maybe I don't know.
Exactly. So if I submit the clean version,
Hey, if there's a clean version, they say you're the boy. I sound independent because the whole track.
the song.
The whole track.
And some are not all can. That
The
be why
whole track
you know they open him off self the talk. I dream pony wa kwani trim sama. You know one open him off.
A PA for the part-time vibrations.
No, I get it, Tills. I get it. That maybe they've advanced the conversation of clean, and because there were years that also.
But has Robert said that before?
No, he's not. I'm assuming.
Oh,
I
okay,
beg.
okay,
This morning, everything you hear coming out of my mouth,
Assumption, kwa.
it's DJ Slim as a presenter. Please.
Okay.
Please, I dey beg you, don't equate me to any member. I might be right, I might be wrong.
You are not a monk.
I am not. Whom am I? Now they've advanced the conversation of clean and dirty. So right now it doesn't even add up. But there were years where it mattered.
Oh yes.
There was the brother era, brother Mania JF. Na ko fa asema bre no ajay by 2Bs me dey adwin fi na be bu atopa then there there were years that these things mattered to the scheme. That is why I'm saying that the scheme has a life on its own. But first forward, let's look at Makoma. This is what I'm hearing. Apart from the explicit nature of which this small piece we are do right now debunks that it is not about it being explicit. Mm-hmm. There's also another conversation that it was a political song.
Hey.
One thing, no.
No.
Hey. And you can say, hey.
Hey.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, ato.
So that conversation also did. But then, I've seen it on social media. People were saying
that's a very dangerous conversation to have with Makoma.
Because that song was widely used by the MPP government when they were on their political campaign.
So is that why Kwen 2 did not get a nomination, because it is seen as a political song?
Some also advanced the conversation on that level.
Oh, but yes, I was nice on will.
We are getting to it.
Okay.
We are getting to it. But then, you remember Philippa Befi's go high?
Don't you give up. Go when you go.
That was also a very, very big song. That did not also... So you get where I'm coming from.
Yeah.
So people are also saying that maybe it's on those political lines.
But even what I said, you cannot even compare Kwen to Makoma, because if you go on streaming platforms,
the numbers are not the same.
No, it's not the numbers. Kwen was delivered and dropped by the NDC party as their project, whereas Makoma is by Kempaluta. Aside the two artists that held it, one song was big, and then a political party
adopted it.
They didn't even adopt it as their yo.
They adopted.
They didn't adopt a yo.
Okay.
That is the mistake people are making with Kempaluta. They didn't adopt Makoma as part of their campaign thing. It is a DJ who is at the campaign, likes the song, sees it's a hit, and they played it as long as side by side with other songs. Now you can't blame Kempaluta that Baumia liked that song and was dancing and it has become a meme. It is a hit song. Now, yes, he showed up to the place. It doesn't mean the song was done for Baumia or it was done for the party. The song was a hit. It was a hit before Baumia.
But what is stopping the TGMA from also nominating the NDC as a group of the year for dropping a song like that? And also,
Slim,
most
it is
popular
part
song
of the
year.
case I have made. That it's a popular song. You can feel it. Even if you go and it's not online. In the system, you know so that song be hit. What you say. Okay. So unless the scheme, there is a certain clause somewhere, or there are operational materials they use indoor that we don't know. Political songs are disqualified. If they are not disqualified, I don't see which green header you will tell me that Kwen was not a popular song. I don't know.
Exactly. Anyway, so just to debunk that, that side there, I don't know whether that side be true.
As
but
you said, you are not part of the board.
Yes, but this is what I am hearing. And what I've heard makes perfect sense.
Oh.
Number one, both songs, Aseda and Makoma, are under the category of high life. High Life tunes. Both songs, Aseda and Makoma. Then they the High Life League. Now, if you put these two songs in, let's say, a category like Best High Life Song of the Year, it's going to be at the disadvantage of the artist because they are going to
The
amass.
votes are splitting.
Exactly.
Ah.
So it's either you put the artist name, let's say Best High Life Song, but you put Kim Paluta there and then into bracket Aseda, Makoma, and Apeke.
No, it shouldn't even have to
But
be
that
that way.
exactly that also defeats the Best High Life Artist or Best Afrobeat Artist. It defeats that logic.
And why are that children who work in Paluta camp say?
Patrol, people are also going to say that DJ Slim is in the Kim Paluta
Oh
camp.
no, I'm talking to the Kim Paluta camp.
Okay.
Why did you release big hits like that?
Exactly. So,
No, but it's not their fault. So here's where I see the thing can be resolved. He's not just in one category. We all agree that the weight of Makoma is as heavy as Aseda. It is the scheme that decided to choose Aseda.
okay, so
So why don't we, in the scheme, the categories where we see that Makoma can stand the rest there, put Makoma there.
Okay,
the
so let
parts
me-
where
let me
Aseda
debunk
can
that.
stand, let it stand on its own.
let me debunk that using what I heard.
Okay, there's something again. The street Nikasa.
Street is watching, definitely. Now listen, they're also saying, and I say when I say they, the street.
You are quoting the streets now.
Yes. They're also saying that if you check the number of streams, if you check the popularity of these two songs, Aseda far outweighs that of
Makoma.
Makoma,
Okay.
which supports the theory of put your best foot forward.
Okay. Which categories were Aseda nominated? Or was Kempaluta nominated in this scheme?
Okay, so most popular song of the year.
So that will go for
High-
Aseda because someone said no, you're
and
more.
in fact, since Aseda is big in internet,
Uh-huh.
category B with respect to song,
High
High Life Song of the Year,
Uh-huh.
and let me get it
High
right.
Life Song. So why can't Makoma be in High Life Song of the Year? Because that one, it's not about the legality of the song. It's about the song. Is the song a High Life song? Yes, it's a High Life song. Compared to the others there, did they stand the test of time? Yes, it did. So why did they have to be excluded completely from the scheme? And the man no.
Okay, so let me check this year. And production, kindly get me the year that Kiddies, Say Cheese, and Enjoyment was released. I think they were released in the same year. Say Cheese, take a picture. Take a picture. Yeah, I think that was in 2023. Kindly check. I think the two songs made it to most popular song of the year. Say Cheese and Enjoyment. I think they made it to most.
The data guy now, data guy.
The two songs made it into most popular song of the year. Right? It was 2020. Thank you very much. My learned friend Kwame Dazi. 2020. Now,
Interpret.
yes.
Yes.
At the end of the day, echo gainsi, because if some like Say Cheese, some like Enjoyment.
Yeah.
Unless the scheme decides that whether you vote for the artist, maybe in 3 songs go fit day inside. In 3 songs go fit day inside. They were nominated in 2021. In 3 songs go fit day inside. But if you vote for song A, song B, or song C, all these votes will go tabulate them and give it to the artist. Unless there is a working
it's
document
correct.
to support that.
That thing that the scheme did was correct to some point, and to some point it wasn't. The problem of Ghanaians right now, and I think the Kempaluta team has simply been the complete snob of that song in the scheme. We really don't care where you put the song. If you decide to put Aseda in one category where Makoma is not added, we understand. But in another category, the song Makoma should be able to stand and compete with other songs where Aseda is not in that category. That way, the song and the work of the artist is getting the needed recognition it has to get the Yanda review. But once you cut it out,
But it defeats the purpose of put your best foot forward.
no,
because
but my best foot can be in other so popular song of the year like this. Aseda is in it, right? There is no way Kempaluta, knowing the numbers and the energy of the song on the ground, will even pick Makoma over Aseda.
So
What you are saying,
so
but there are songs where it's not about popularity; it's about the song itself.
No. So
Put
there's-
Makoma there for the
so
guy.
now there's a problem of recency too. That sometimes it also
Recency bias?
yes, because Makoma was released after Aseda, and Apeke was released after Makoma. So you might have the feeling that maybe Makuma is still in vogue now, usage of the song. I mean, from political parties and other people using the song. You might feel that Makuma is big, but then, what are the metrics saying?
No, but I really wanted to know the list he was nominated, the categories he was nominated, because some of them, it doesn't rely on how big the song is.
Get me the nomination for Kim Paluta. I want all the Aseda song in particular.
You get it? Because some of the categories are not about even popularity of the song. Some of the categories that he was in. So I'm just saying that. And by the way, when they submitted the list, when they submitted their songs, so where did they decide to put each song? And did they put 2 songs in one category? And what was their plan doing that? Ameka Kempaluta team, Because then it means it goes to confirm what TGMA is saying, the board is saying, that you have put 2 songs that you think have qualified. But we know that if we allow the 2 to go, it will split your votes. And you might end up going home 0. So I think it was on to the team to have decided that with the data we have, we will want to put Aseda in this category or nominate Aseda in this category, nominate Makuma in that category, so that it gives the award scheme the leeway to decide, say, artists and in the team and they decide, they say, in their best of minds, this song can stand the test of time when it comes to this, or can stand this competition in this category and this can. But if you allow it for the team, then they'll do their mass and the mass has beat you.
But the thing is, it's just this a little bit close to the Kojo Blak's excellence case. You understand? You might feel that a song is big now, but then the data for the year under review doesn't say the same thing. You get it? The data for the year under review, it doesn't support that theory. So for the artist and for the scheme, may I sure say,
yes, the high life of the songs of the year, so a popularity. That's how I want to see the scheme. Like, what else was he nominated? Because I'm sure the number of nominations you get as to the artist of the year. So I want to think there are more nominations.
Yeah, I think there are a couple of them.
Yeah, I really want to know so we can talk about it.
But at the end of the day, data what is the data saying? If the data is saying
Makuma a high life and a hip life.
Makuma, high life.
High life.
Yes. So high life artist of the year, high life song of the year, most popular song of the year, these are on top of mind. And artist of the year, on top of mind, these are the categories that, yes, most popular song, I think Aseda is also in there. But then, if the data is telling me that this is my biggest hit, but then recency is also telling you that this song is popular.
This is what people remember now.
This is what people remember now. And in the best shifted timeline I could do. If you are holding the mouse, where you go shift them? Because the scheme is saying to 31st. So as at 31st, I said maybe I get 30 million. As at 31st, maybe Makuma get, let's say, 25. But then if we are looking at March, maybe Makuma has like 100 million. And Aseda is like 90 million.
So let me make a point that you have raised. What really good points. But you see, as long as the song has passed that threshold and it has entered. So I'm replying to Kwame Dazi to his sense that popularity is needed for the high life song of the year. As long as the board or the committee and the research team that accepts that the song has crossed the threshold and can be nominated, now it is open to the to decide what we want. And there, people don't use data. They use exactly. It allow Makuma to be in and let the recency thing you are talking about have effect on the audience.
Exactly.
We will decide what we like. That why we don't care when the song came and who the numbers at the time. As long as it has passed the threshold with the votes.
I agree with you, but it's the same as opening the door for Kojo Blak excellence to be in this year's
timeline.
Exactly, because say here nipa 6 for the category, right? If we need like 6 people, 6 artists or 6 songs that we need, maybe the cutoff point is songs that did not make it to 10 million. If the song no make them, it doesn't matter if it became big in 2025 or in April or February 2025. It did not hit the 10 million mark.
So
it did not.
If Aseda is not in it, are we saying that Makuma would not have gotten any nomination? That's what I'm saying, because Makuma without Aseda was a big song that could have made the scheme even if Aseda was dropped 2023. But the funny say Aseda was dropped 2023.
Mean funny say.
Okay, Makuma on its own would have probably made the threshold for what they consider for probably a popular song of the year when it comes to the race they did for nominations, not winning the awards, nominations. It would have probably made the threshold for High Life Song of the Year. So I am saying that if by mistake, and now for the mistake of the team not almost submitting at the end, or man decided where we want to put this and where we want to put that. I'm saying that not putting it in the scheme entirely, makes it look like by the mere fact that we have not put it, it means that, or by the definition of the threshold of other things, then Makuma doesn't reach our threshold.
Okay.
But if it does, let's have a slot.
I beg, as somehow can see, you put me in very deep hot water.
Radio, are they?
Yes, I am minding my business. In 2025, I choose peace. Please. Who can say slim by your definition? Now, Obi Ante was Africa, and the person go in mind inside. If you say me, I they do these things, I have no hand in it. I did so my body from it. All I'm saying is, if there is a working document to amass votes for songs released by an artist, whether multiple hits or a singular hit, if you have 4 songs, you are at liberty to get them being nominated.
Yeah.
But then we tabulate all your votes into one. But that also defeats it because it's a song. High life song, not high life songs. Best high life song, not best high life songs. So that also defeats it.
I'm not tracking what you're saying. Say it again.
Okay, I'll take it back again. Remix. Imagine we put Palutes Makuma in. Imagine if they, thank you very much, if they put Palutes Makuma and Aseda in the same category, even plus Apeke, and people vote, there's a split. People, because the fans are going to vote for their favorite.
Yeah.
Some will vote for Makuma, some will vote for Aseda, some will vote for Apeke. And they decide to tabulate and add all these votes for Paluta. Track Ben Ombeka say no winning track. No. Song Ben.
Okay, so that is exactly what
that is question number 1.
Okay.
Question number 2. If there is a split and another song in that category emerges as the winner, would that be to the advantage or disadvantage of the artist who had multiple hits?
Disadvantage.
Exactly. So in this, if you turn them small, problem day. If you turn them this way, problem day.
Yeah.
It's money in house.
So my question now maybe with analysis now I say. Now, first mistake, maybe I mean who was the team submitting both songs for one category. What you say? So a board, any award, intelligence woman who say no. Say I'm shena yen yiba ko free mo a ibe wiase and Paluta probably will have the dominance, but obeko fear with no award because votes in best split. However, Makuma on its own is a song that has probably passed the threshold that has made other songs other songs
exactly
in that threshold. So instead of us making it look like okay, because Asidawo Honti Makuma cannot be in it, which of course in the long run it will affect artists who have the or pepper to drop multiple hits in a year, because then they realize say a kamikaze job no more. No. At the end of the day, Sabako Pekija Bakwan, I said the same calendar year, because they are afraid of the split of votes into Bako Penebe Peke. It will not encourage artists to drop multiple.
Who said?
But exactly what we are talking about.
No.
Because now Makuma on its own should have been able to stand somewhere in the scheme. That's what I'm saying, say. So when the people, which is the board, when they realize that if we put 2 big songs of Kempaluta in one category, it might change his vote or split his vote. Why don't we at one point put Aseda the next category if Makuma is a strong contender as against the others?
When you say strong, what are the parameters who use you to define strong?
No, but I'm saying, unless you are telling me that Makuma on its own doesn't meet the threshold.
No.
That's what I'm saying.
And I'm
not speaking for I'm not questioning the board and the masses.
Okay.
So unless you are telling me that Makuma doesn't have the merit to have made the threshold, the year under review. Okay. But if it does, put it there.
Let me try and find a weird scenario, Adam. A weird scenario.
Let's say a football team
like the Black Stars, right? It's not say Black Stars no mujina players in the field like they are the best of the best. There are other players that are equally as good as them. But per game no moko bono. These are the chosen 11.
Kwame that say somewhere be in the category.
Somewhere be in the information. Yes, 11 ninye. So if you are taking Kudus out, you are replacing Kudus with another player, maybe today on the same level or even better, right? So if you had a better option, I don't know, but because per the definition of a better, there are parameters. How many goals in that position are all ball? What I say, what's its relevance locally, internationally? Hey. These are
because Makoma now share other parameters. First parameters now. Other songs, the only way Makoma has been disqualified is because of player Mako and their own Karami.
Exactly.
And not pay because if you are looking at the perimeters of the scheme, the guy Makoma, you can't boy popular songs now the year no.
Asylum. Asylum. Lomo. Most popular song of the year category production.
I think it's Black Sheriff January something. 18 so anyway now boy and no Makoma. Unless in a mechano, you can't tell me say threshold Makoma could not have met. The only reason that song is out is because almost say at the end of the day it will split the guy's foot. But the song has where to. No, but say that scheme and I just had our scheme nika.
The scheme nika say me na me say.
Na me na wa kasa we bra because it's scheme that me challenge
it is me that I'm saying that I've heard from the street.
Please, if I get the scheme should leave it to the artist. They should
in a case like this.
They should capture the song
and ask the artist which song they deem it fit.
Yes. So like they should capture it. So when the artist feel Charlie Misemo Mumfa Winko Sahamame said then fine. They do it. Because at times it's like it's rather becoming a challenge for some of the artists because maybe they want the songs to be captured by the music history. So, I mean, for Makoma not to make it to any category, clearly, without any explanation, will raise questions. And that is why people are talking. And I think it's one of the reasons Kim Palute's team have challenged their decision. So they should capture it and leave the rest for the artists. I was saying this and it was like, what the board that they shouldn't think about how somebody is going to win. They should just do their work, present it for the general public and the stakeholders on the voting blogs. But someone who say that the awards want to they want to reflect. I mean, in terms of the person who wins, they want a better reflection, so that we will not have a situation of total cheat.
Totally cheat.
So, in order to have a better reflection of the winners of a certain calendar year, they have to go by this approach by ensuring there's not going to be a split for somebody to slip through. But there should be a way of addressing this because if we are not careful, we may lose out on some of the songs when we are capturing our music history in a certain calendar year.
I think, there's something they also probably scooched over. If Asemna Okana is the real situation on the ground. Because what's the deal? A lot of artists, when they get a lot of nominations in TGMA, they actually communicate to their fans which award they are eyeing.
Yeah.
So what's the deal?
Yes.
So I think, if they had allowed Makoma to pass through, and then both songs were nominated in one category or multiple categories together, I think it would have been on to Kim Paluta and his team to have told their fans, Charlie, hip life song, the Makoma, and you see some fans ever supporting hip life, high life song, the Makoma, and their fans would have voted for Makoma. And then they now would have coached their own fans because they have that connection with them. We've seen them do it over the time. They would have said a popular song there, I said that nobody. And the fans would have gone to do that. So it would have come and you would have, because right now we or the board is looking at the glass half empty. But the artist could have coached his people, or he could have gone on interviews and say, oh, these are the lists, and that would have coached where they
I have
would
another
vote.
argument to that.
What you saying?
What about Omar fans, but they like the song? How would they know? Because the artist might have 3 songs in a category. How would they know that the artist is eyeing that category with X song and not Y?
And it's onto the face, and it's not onto the artist, the board. They have given the song that did well the fair representation. It is not their fault that no one has split 2 votes. They have done their job, because now it has put pressure on them. I'm a Kimpaluta team, we will actual letter. What you say? Because clearly, unless you are telling me the song did not meet the threshold, if it did, it should be. Yes, why am I out?
I support your argument on that 100%. But then maybe they also have a working document
that we don't have.
And this is if what I'm hearing is true.
If
what I'm hearing is true, and they do have a working document saying that when you are nominated, when you have multiple hits, and you are nominated in a category, we only push or we submit or we add your song with the highest streams, with the highest audience appeal, blah blah blah, everything. And only what if that is also there?
Okay, then, I don't know. That case, as you said, if it's there.
Then in that case, I also support Adam's theory. Say, leave it to the artist. Farmer artist. Don't put all the songs in there. Call the artist. Your research team should reach out to the artist that we picked your songs. We picked Zomizo and Boy. These are all hit songs and they meet the threshold. They are big songs. They deserve nomination into this category. Which one would you prefer?
For which category?
Exactly.
And one or no?
I think that if hey, Raddy, now the lawyer power.
And you want so wish you a stronger opponent. They want to go hunting now.
Me chase my break.
Bisu ka power say. Ebisi omuti.
Wa mama koma anya me ya hwe pa ma pebia.
Ebisi omuti ni ti.
There be the otino.
We understand.
We understand. We understand.
You are
at liberty to hear whatever.
It's here for the trodium tea, you know. So much te we and say
my brother, whatever you heard, it is you. But for the artist, or say, wa mama kuma anya me ya shepa.
So all kind of 2 times. First one, no. I sounded we in our country.
But unim say we. Unse say unim ba yes we dey. Unim ba yenim hwe.
Unim ba yenim tie. Wa bo wa yes yete.
You say hewe.
And you tell we
Okay.
It's here for na hwe Misrim fo a omo yi
omaka epopo nechi
ehwan ekopopo
omaka epokoko nechi Misrim
right now your name be ekopopo ekopopo okay. I get you today.
Allah.
Eko Popo. No, I was to be crowd profiling purpose. Okay, so we're moving on to our next conversation. 27 minutes deep into 11, wrapping up at exactly 12 midday. Calvin Boy is speaking that we don't get recognition when we sound typically Ghanaian. And the story goes on to say that Ghanaian musician Calvin Boy has explained why some Ghanaian musicians have now developed an interest in sounding Nigerian in their compositions. He expressed his sentiments in a conversation with the Godfather Andy Dusty on Daybreak Hits on Hits FM. And he said that we are finding it hard when we sound typical Ghanaian. I mean, they go when we do it like that. Even if you go, it's just here. You come back and you say, oh, why are we just here? And some people are international. Calvin Boy stated. He went on to explain that Nigerians also put the Ghanaian language in their tracks, which gives them a unique sound. And he said that they don't sound just them. They sometimes leave theirs and come and say our own. They fuse it. The fusion is what we're talking about. Calvin Boy emphasized the importance of balance in music, noting that the Ghanaian people enjoy listening to Nigerian songs, which often incorporate elements of Ghanaian music, because at the end of the day, it's the same Ghanaian people who listen to these Nigerian songs that we are talking about balance, and we just have to fuse it in. Calvin Boy added. In the meantime, Calvin Boy has released a song, Break It, and his thoughts on the importance of fusion and balance in the music are sure to resonate with fans and industry insiders alike. This morning, I would like to play for us to listen to what exactly he said when he met Godfather Andy Dusty on Daybreak Hits. This is Hits FM.
Okay. We are finding it hard when we do it, when we sound typical Ghanaian.
Eh?
Yeah, they go.
You find it difficult?
Yeah, I mean, like, they go when we do it like that.
Really?
Even if it goes just here, you come back and say, why are we just here? And some people are international. So I feel like it's the train.
You think singing or sounding Nigerian
Sounding full. No. Sounding full. You see, they don't sound just them. They sometimes leave theirs and come and even say our own. They fusing. So we have to, the fusion is what I'm talking about. Do you understand? The train that they go where you go. It's like you go to the bus station. The bus where they load where you go enter. So let's just enter that bus and know how we go direct the bus go our destination. Like, do you understand? Because at the end of the day, be the same our Ghanaian people when they listen to these Nigerian songs you're talking about.
For me, I don't have any problem.
Yes, so we balance it, but how the balance is what I think is taking some time. But we just have to get their attention and balance it.
I see.
Calvin Boy. Adam.
Yeah, man.
You've been on this case for a while. Ghanaian artists sounding foreign.
For me, I've said that it's like business. I mean, music is business. So in business, you mostly need to consider the products you are. What problem are you solving with the products? And when you are done with the problem you are solving, you need to know where your target audience is, because that has been tailored to solve their problem. Then, through the distribution channels, you get your target markets. So, if they think that a certain sound or sounding a certain way makes the music more marketable, I don't think there's a problem with it. People are saying original, Charlie, this is also business. So if you think that this is where the people will budget me, so I for do them.
Do what they will budget you to.
Yeah, because it's business. And also, I don't think that it's Nigerians are the only artists who can sound a certain way. Say Basa Nyoma we kwa Nigeria for Ninimikwa. They can easily pick inspiration from other areas and make it their own. So people can also pick inspiration from them and also make it their own. That does not also mean that some of our songs, which are sung in Ghanaian way, so to speak, they have not been big. Azonto by Azonto went global. Was it a Nigerian way of sounding? It's me, I see it as, I mean, when it comes to some of these things, that appealing, people are appealed to in a certain way. So find that way people are easily appealed to and give it to them. Aside that too, at times you just need to also check the arrangement, because music is not just singing anything, but how you put the lyrics together, how you arrange it with the instrumentation to be able to hit the person, because at times it must be felt within for someone to appreciate the song. You way they kick me, and I say you way there, a rummy. So just find that trick to know how the song will enter the person and drop it that way. It's not, for me, I don't see it more about sounding somebody's way or sounding your way. The most important is know what the people like and give it to them. And make your cash out.
Simple.
I mean, that's the most important for me. Because, Charlie, Ejumane is Kejuma. The money which goes into production, the money which goes into promotion, among others, it's not easy. So if this is because I always say, the basics of brand management is fortification and leverage. So fortify the brand. If these are the things which will make you fortify the brand, fortify it so that you can leverage off the brand through merchandising, through events, through endorsement deals, among others. So it's more about knowing what the people want and giving it to them.
Tilly Tales.
Yeah, I remember I said this thing some time ago.
Yeah, I think last week or last 2 weeks.
Last 2 weeks or so.
Yeah, when we're talking about play. 2 weeks.
Last 2 weeks, Bulldog was here. We're talking about the fact that Ghana, as now it has taken center. And I was telling that it's because they've taken an outside template they know people like. And some of us have noticed it for a while. Some of our biggest songs, when you play it, people think, hey, or a Nigerian artist,
True.
And sometimes
When
you
I
even
first
see,
heard Olive the Boy, I thought it was a Nigerian song.
and sometimes you even see the confusion of outsiders when they are consuming the song on TikTok, especially. So you see that they are giving shout out to Nigerians, and you realize that maybe you are to Chima. Yeah, dear, but shout outs didn't come, baby, which means that in the world's eye, that sound belongs to a certain group. It's you that you are doing, they see it as you are a Me Too. You're a Me Too brand. But all the same, at the end of the day, who are the ones doing it? When we look at it, artists now, or Ghana, yes, does the glory come back to Ghana? Yes, because at the end of the day, we are here and it is Ghanaian songs. Whether it is Nigerian template or not, it is Ghanaian songs and Ghanaian artists that are topping our charts. As compared to the era where when you go to Boom Play, you see that Nigerian artists are topping our first 10, that Ghana Bianca one, which was very disheartening. That is when it comes to Ghana chart. I said, that's a problem.
It's not changed.
Yeah, if they have seen what is working. But still now, because of it,
there's a balance.
Yeah, there's a balance. And, if they have seen it and they think that is what is working for them, music first is business. Right now, they have passed the stage. Artists that are doing that kind of songs, they have passed the stage where they are doing it for their personal satisfaction and personal talent, showing talent. Now it's business. Their whole life, their families feeding, their livelihood, and it's a combination of Mumba. Depends on the monies they get from this thing that they are doing. So it's not just about what they do as artists to make them feel good or to make them look like, oh, guy, you're a very good high lifer or a good day. It's about what can they do for people to patronize. And they are doing it. Now, if we want to attack the crack of it, they will be attacking now to the point, say, we'll be attacking other artists that have adopted other sounds here. Then artists, I can say, my Amapiano songs, a problem because in the words, Amapiano is not for Ghana. What you say? So, and if they are doing the Amapiano, there's a way they have to sound to fit into the style of Amapiano, which means, or master sound baby originality be anyhow, but it is what the world wants to hear. If you come and you go on Sarkodie's page and you are listening to his Amapiano song, and you are paying for the song, the money doesn't go to Diamond Platform because Ohana Amapiano, and it doesn't go to South Africa because Ohana Amapiano.
DJ Maforisa.
Yes, because Ohana Amapiano free. The money comes to him. So commercially, it makes sense that they actually tap into what the world is listening to, and they make it work. But at the end of the day, 10 years from now, if that is the momentum they keep going, and we don't have people that are actually holding on to what is art, what is ours. They should know that time will come. Ours will be very difficult to pinpoint because it will be subsumed by what is going on. But they have to eat, so they must eat.
I'm thinking your last point now, Mickey, is what is ours? What really is ours?
Apatampa.
Exactly. If we're talking about evolution, because even with any form of music genre that we have, whether it's high life, because even high life has evolved from the higher life music, Westerners, a little bit traship, 18 worship. It has evolved. We have Burger High Life. So evolution will always be there, and that will affect sound. So definitely, I mean, these days, I think I sat with an artist, had a convo with Sinaso, and she was like, she's an artist. She's not, my friend said, a high life artist. She's not a reggae artist or an artist.
Oh, I think it was Jahlead that I heard saying that. Said you cannot box the artist, but you can box the music. Which means artists are allowed to do different things at what point. But the song, now will determine, say, oh, we're a high life song, but the artists, you cannot limit them to one.
Exactly. And that, I think, makes a lot of sense.
Oh, of course it does.
It makes a lot of sense because a traditional tune, you can't have certain words in there or how you even pronounce certain words. Tonation, can't sound foreign. It has to sound local. But if you're doing a song that has foreign touch to it, and I say foreign music genre, you can't do that and sound local. Maybe it can be a fusion that someday some artists will try and make it work. Like, let's say, Asaka people picking the drill and then speaking tree on it. They said the Reg Rocks to Kofa hip hop, Ebeka tree was so a day high life rhythm, can home and hip like. Maybe someday we might have an artist pop up and do something with all these elements and still sound us.
Oh, but it's even there because Utian Komona, the song we put in the high life category, but it sounds Nigerian. But you say a high life.
Exactly.
What to me say a high life, but it sounds that's the template. But the sound itself, when we look at the elements of high life, it checks the mark. It's a high life. Just that a borrow template, but when you look at it, it matches. And we've added our own, and you're raw crasser.
Yo. Anyway, we're moving on to the next conversation. Jahlead popped into the studio last week, and he started with the Godfather. He had a lot to say.
Indication, I felt like it's not too important like that. I was going through my phase, having a child. Now that the child was on the way, traveling, doing this, so I just asked God to help me continue when it is. I'm actually sending this new song out to him, Hand of Jah. I do it when I want. I enjoy it myself before I give it to anybody. So if you try, you're going to hurt.
My producers have tried reaching out to JMJ. He says he doesn't want to comment.
He will never want to because I speak better than him, I understand better than him, I know better. Why didn't the rest, artists no more album, no, entra video, enfi, omo record bi anom the man say, Jekoya ni adebe, omo nim so obey see.
Are you alleging that
I'm not?
No
they
artist
didn't.
is taking
I'm proving it.
Anything from what they did?
They just gave him some rubbish and decided go do what you want with it.
Oh please, no, you can't say that. You can't say they gave him some rubbish.
They didn't mean it. That's what I say. I am an artist. If you give me a beat and you are pressuring me, me what target way, you need to do this. Sometimes I can decide I'm a baby man. No, remember editing, revisiting. I mean, like me now record the baby or checking no send there brought okay maybe. Because men can't count. Men won't promote it.
But it doesn't matter. I mean, once images attached, I don't think they will just put out any chat.
Me that went through sleepless nights. Me that brought out money. That brought somebody from abroad, Europe. That brought equipment. That shot the video. That promoted it at least. Why would you go like this and ambush me? If you're a fair person to yourself. And he should dare not think like he's older than me. He's my age mate. That's why I'll talk to him like my age mate. I'll told him when the time comes, I'll fight him on the street. I'll beat him mercilessly. I want people to talk about it because I'll face him like a man.
Don't go there. You are an officer of the law.
Big.
Hold
you won't
please,
talk about somebody's life. Officer, you have control. So
Jahlead, I beg you. Listen. You're a police officer.
Samini Dansoman. That's why I've given him how many years now?
Yeah, but you're
3.5 years.
You're a police officer.
And you know one funny thing? The day I go do the day I go do like smile, like play. Oh, what's up? Then I will start to do I'm like that. I'm a hearty person. Like me makuma was ro. Intimate srepa me wa botrepa me buse mupa be duwa masumba ye damn me bibi. Me bo no na a story na na obebo me na a story no. Me make sure to say unto me mbo me. Ain't nobody gonna frighten anybody in this country no more. Like
no, me producers a crown. Say me shepa me feel some young band. You know, I gave him 2 jams on the album. I gave him Ajwaye, big boy thing. That also I shot a video for him, paid for. Why didn't he do that to that video? Why didn't he file copyright? Yeah, boy, no. Oh, for say. Like umbumi na ofre me say yenye adwuma na masa de misika hye na wo tietie chiri pesa me boka konongo kaya wo nso a wo so unjai me na me nso a yes I afro wo FM no so kan wan say ma we say men fe no tu no bi. God bless you.
This is hits.
And I Kevin Boy kind and you me bo so ebi mu yusu. Ebi mu yusu no.
I know they are there. Ebubu ma press.
Beautiful
and
song.
This guy
beautiful
and you wear
song.
pale. Or some album do as well to your master in the voice now. I say I just trained to be like onimo don't in a wicked way.
A wicked lover. One wickid lover.
I don't be that channel.
Hey.
I'm under pressure.
Nah. When I saw the video, I think I was following I was following that particular edition of Daybreak Hits, and I bounced in and out a little bit, but part way in the end I was watching close, and Jahlead is a good friend of mine. It me hear the name I drew.
I can see.
I can see. Me share the name no, then that must be something really that thing really pain him.
And I said was chill.
Yeah, and because it's the thing is persistent, I think that's why he still feels the pain.
For the purposes of this discussion, so the listeners to be updated, no, but you school me a little bit on it.
You see, I think 2021 or so, 2021 or 2021, JMJ brought up a rhythm, rhythm of the God.
Yes.
So it was like an album where he played some rhythm and put artists on. So Jahlead was one of the artists on the rhythm.
Okay.
So Jah said he invested in, video shoots among others. And after putting the song on some platforms, JMJ has passed back to block some of the songs on the DSPs and redirected everything to himself. And at the end of JMJ, ayeni yapa because of Boka, so Boka. So I was like, this copyright issue. What was the agreement you had? Was it that we acquire as a contribution and chopping? Yes, ye kwa kudidi. Nti den no bi ade beba. Obi si me de atre beba, obi si me de nso beba. Aha. Sana koye. What was the agreement? Was it that Mebo Beat come and sing? Afterwards, you can put the song here, and not here. Or there, and not here. And na okobu swana. And now, there wasn't any agreement like that. But the other side, who said, "Nyom ne kono." No, said, "No, I didn't nyom be deja." And she said, so he said, "Boom play like this." They pitched the songs to Boom Play to let them know that no JMJ Muna omuye rightful owner of the song.
Wow. So
it's like he feels he's been stabbed back. And I don't know because clearly Omuna DC for dance man. And there will be some sort of excitement the time he called, I they do some rhythm you, me don't person do to so. And they accept, for me to own ya. I mean, I think that some of these things we should be very clear as to what we can do and what we cannot do, so that we don't get to this point. And this can easily be resolved. It's resolvable through the appropriate channel, rather than using. I mean, it should become, because at the end of the and you want to say voice ne good na ehun kwan no ntimi nsane ye a hard drink, because at times if the thing does well, it can ebu sa classic no embabio. And if you have some encumbrances surrounding it, it will create a problem. I will be happy they resolve it the right way, so that everybody will eat from his or her contribution. Say the bear and for issues emre.
Okay. Tails.
I just fight now. I know violence is not good.
It's gonna be the answer.
Maybe I do the only fight is that.
Conflict resolution. There are three ways to resolve conflict. Number one, if both parties decide to reach an agreement. Number two, if one wins or over the other. Or number three, if the third one, if you what?
You go street anymore.
No, that one day for the fight. It be fight, agreement, and it be three. I forget the
mediation, Anna.
Something like that. But baby, I read it.
I just fight.
Who say them for jump?
Some mobile was street in now. Obia fan ne bulo and cherry bi ojina ne bread because in come away and it started no. And I know cannot. It started yache. They've had a back and forth. Now the reason, even though I don't condone violence, no. The reason I think say where it has reached, I did violence when to me I saw them say there is an element of contempt in it, where in like that that was what the guy was saying. He feels like JMJ is looking down on him because you're from quite person which my own person obey church who believe say me know be asa what you say. And once a person starts feeling that way, they feel very hurt in a way they feel like you don't even think they are human enough for you to have a conversation when they have gone out of their way to do something for you. Yeah. What you say? It's baby I'm who say come away kono. I just street anymore.
That's someone.
I'm going to
high street.
I'm pa. This ye bukom arena mom. No mo ko chire mu wo ho.
You're
monetizing on first can ma wina.
No we are missing a unblock block na with you DSPs no.
And it there. On when we say I want to mean your hoshins not or the street anymore. It's at least
I think we need to DJ Mensa is saying what does the copyright law say about an issue like this? I think we need to dive into it. I mean, but time is fast.
Like we are quite a split. Everybody will be a contribute to be a certain percentage. So you should go in terms of the drawdown. It should be about your percentage. Clearly, if you go beyond your percentage, there will be issues. So we need to know the split sheet they sign. Ana na split sheet bianco. So is that the case?
The split sheet spoke also. Something very difficult in community. Sometimes say be do that. I did business. Because even if they allow say split sheet. Now the guy is saying he paid for the video he shot. Yeah. However, the song, is it your song or the mao? What is the percentage split for the song?
Well, he didn't also charge you to do the song.
Exactly. But now you have paid. Is he willing to pay you for video now trying so that he has the right to the video now? But if JMJ is not giving him the face to do some common, I didn't talk.
Them some friends who come fana.
I did beat it.
And
a beat it, so it's not just for JMJ the Webuno or see it as a Webome. And I'm a bono.
No idea.
Well, because Obebomi and I'm order Obebu.
So you were watching
a trap.
And I saw what they say. The way you see
Obebomi and I'm a trap, Santo Quanenco, a trap, Obebu flat.
Now be a police in you.
And you know the unit of the police he belongs to.
Where?
SWAT, Special Weapon and Taxes.
Now to everybody who did listening, and who was shout outs? What messages? Oh, let me see.
No, shout outs.
No, any messages.
Oh, but
let me check. Okay, drop a shout out.
Shout outs a part of I keep medical say. Busumi Bia, my name is artist at the Japan. What we are doing is every month we'll drop a project. Also, on around it, we have to keep the system and the fans, build up on the kakra. It's drop it. He can do it. It's an old song, but this one, why worship? and it's a cover of a very old song that you know, he can do it. It's more on YouTube and the Japan music and go and stream the worship version of He Can Do It. It's very beautiful and a power sorry. See, let's start with the and your long things. My share link no page into no. You can just go there and go and click into. That's what is happening now.
Well, okay. Black Line BLBL is saying, Tilly, I wish and hope that what she went. Tilly, I wish and hope that what she went through.
He's talking about Ajwa Safus.
Okay. You go through as we move on in life and you understand it. If you choose Ghanaian over your son or daughter,
but that's not the crack of the conversation we're having.
Anyway. Osei David is saying, DJ Slim Charlie, your drip is too much. Swati. Greetings from Medi Mix Ghana, home of the best skincare products. To the CEO, Miss Rebecca. Hey, plug in. Osman Nana Bashar is saying, with me, I believe TGMA should add media houses to the award scheme. Hits FM is a propeller of Ghana music. Oh, hits means entertainment too.
Add them in what capacity?
I said media.
As board.
No, as in a competitive group. Yeah, competitive group.
Board secretary.
DJ Slim, before Mark spoke about the song on Peace FM, Kwame Dinkra had said similar about the same song on Pure FM, so let's be fair to Mark. I never heard Dinkra's own, but I'll look for it and address it equally. Definitely, I mean. Edward Japan is saying great job.
Oh, guys. That's my artist. That's my artist, Ed Japan.
Ed.
Let's send a link now. So you owe me.
Mommy Links is here. Shillington Willie Doe is saying, was there not a time today are you and Jordan were playing together? I think there's been times that they've never played together, as in equally for like simultaneously for the Black Stars. There's been a time like that. Even now is a time. Said they didn't come be. It's left with Jordan.
Yeah, Jordan.
We say SBF. What does SBF mean?
SBF is still retracting her words about Kweku Smoke's issue. SBF means Supreme Bigger Figure. That's
what's that? Your name.
Yeah.
Obisame. Oh, I'm not retracting.
You're not retracting your words about Kweku Smoke.
Not at all. Only hits. Let's move on.
Only hits, but I saw hits FM anyway.
Hits near the Jahlead nice.
Nice. Maybe there's some more hit.
I hit.
More hit. What is it?
Your monster.
What's that? I make a future.
Okay. So.
Street research.
Watro Supreme, Bigs. Why is Supreme Bigs figure?
Supreme Bigger Figure.
Oh, bigger.
Can
Time as son.
Till you can research no for some kakra.
Give your shout out.
Street research no.
Time as son.
That I know the locations being our call is
One Wagadugu.
Oh wow. No, what's the conclusion of your research?
You cannot force me.
You
cannot force me.
Conclusion, no.
You can't force me.
Oh, okay. I see. Interesting research, but
you can't force me in this Ghana.
But finally, my shout out is that Kofi Kinata deserves to be in the Artist of the Year. He did a lot in the Yana review. I just don't even know how he wasn't captured. I mean,
he had hits.
To go have a shot at UN through his song.
Hit album.
The shows of Bo Abrochi. About 10 shows. Then in Ghana he played about 24 shows in Ghana.
Paluta about 114.
Hit album.
Yeah, in Paluta and Kwana.
In
Kofu wo hono ye
menkas debi. As Oka and I say Paluta about 140. Manka in say. Because people will not listen to it carefully.
Because till your friends be crowd listening
people will not listen to it well. Umbeka said Slim is saying that Paluta deserves that spot more than a friend said Paluta.
So let me ask you a question. So can you mention other artists to their numbers?
So I was about to go on.
Okay, let's go on.
Stone Boy, I think with the list
Stone Boy
or close to 200.
Yeah.
And you know, make can also about the enemy.
Come to us.
The Omar submit or you know, putting it out there.
I think Kim Promise so
You have Kim Promise's own, right? So share that with us. I'm just saying. So the scheme should listen to us this morning, and also add it to it. How many shoes? Add them. Bring them out. Let's.
Shows in concerts can promise performance in and out of 7 continents. In your obo shows Africa, Europe, North and South America, Oceania, Asia, and Middle East.
Fantastic.
And yasem ketwa. The list na Africa list waha, Europe list is here, North and South America is here, Oceania is here, Asia and Middle East as well. As
right,
tall.
You are right. Kofi. Kofi. What's a hit album?
Yeah.
Okay. On this note, to wrap up this morning, I will say thank you for joining us. Thank you to our sponsors. Thank you, Tilly Tales. Thank you, Mr. Adam Chotomi. And to our production team, Debbie Sway. Debbie, thank you.